There is a moment in every person's life, a turning point, when they either surrender to the demands of the world or rise above it. You feel it deep within, a stirring, a whisper that promises something more than the ordinary, the expected. But so often, you choose to ignore it. Why? Because it asks of you to change, to become more, to act differently, to believe differently. What if I told you that the key to unlocking that higher version of yourself, that vision of who you truly are meant to be, is right here within your grasp? What if I told you the power of the world you seek already lives inside of you, and the only thing you need to do is act as if it already exists? Imagine for a moment, just imagine that everything you desire, every goal you dream of, every ambition you hold, already belongs to you. The house you dream of, the success you've envisioned, the legacy you've longed to build, it is already here. It's just waiting for you to step into it, to claim it. But how do you step into it? How do you align your actions, your thoughts, your heart, with a life that hasn't yet manifested in the physical world? How do you become the person who already possesses everything you want? You do not wait for the external world to change first. No, you create the change within. You act as if. You begin now. You embody the vision of who you wish to be and who you will become. This is not wishful thinking. This is not the idle fantasy of a dreamer. This is a principle that has shaped the lives of those we admire, the men and women who have walked the earth before us, who have achieved what seemed impossible. Thomas Edison did not wait for others to believe in him. He acted as though his inventions were already part of the world. Henry Ford did not wait for the automotive industry to be revolutionized. He became the man who revolutionized it. And this philosophy, this practice, is the very heartbeat of success. You cannot wait for life to give you permission to act. You must act first. Act as if you have already received what you desire. You see, the law of attraction is not just a passive waiting game. It is a call to active engagement with the universe. It is an alignment of thought, emotion, and action. The more you live your desires, the more the world around you shifts to match your internal state. Do you want financial freedom? Begin to live as if money flows effortlessly into your life. Do you desire meaningful relationships? Act as if the love, respect, and connection you seek are already a part of your existence. Want to achieve a level of success others only dream of? Act as if your success is inevitable, as if the world has already recognized your greatness. Now, let's understand why this is so powerful. Why does this simple shift in perspective hold the key to everything? It is because the person who already possesses what you desire carries a different energy, a different vibration, a different mindset than the person who is waiting for it to come. The person who believes their success is inevitable does not waver in the face of challenges. They do not flinch when the obstacles appear. They stand firm because they know that their success is already written in the stars and they are merely walking towards it. This belief shapes their every move, every decision, every word. It is not arrogance. It is faith in the process. It is the power of living in alignment with what you want even before it is visible to the outside world. This, my friend, is how you begin. You start by living as if your desires have already come true. You wear the armor of confidence, the courage to act, and the discipline to keep moving forward, no matter the circumstances. What would happen if you gave yourself permission to live as if you already had what you want? What if you gave yourself permission to believe that the success you seek is not a matter of if, but a matter of when? Imagine what could unfold. The world would shift. Your actions would change. Your thoughts would become a mirror of your desires. You would see opportunities where others see roadblocks. You would move with purpose and determination, knowing that you are already on the path to greatness. This is the first step, acting as if embracing the mindset of the person who has already achieved their dreams. The world may not see it yet, but it doesn't matter. You know, you feel it, and that is enough. So ask yourself, what would you do today if you knew that your dreams were already realized? Would you wake up earlier, take bolder steps, speak with more conviction? Would you take risks you would otherwise avoid? Would you act with the certainty that success is guaranteed? The secret is that you already have everything you need within you. The life you want is already yours. It is up to you to step into it, to claim it, to believe it. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Start living as if you already have what you want. And watch how the world begins to reflect your new reality. The world is shaped by the mind. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every assumption you carry, these are the invisible architects that construct the world around you. But there is a subtle secret that most people overlook. What if I told you that the mind does not work against you? That it is not your enemy, nor is it your greatest obstacle? In fact, your mind is the greatest ally you will ever have. The key is learning to master it, learning to direct its power towards the life you desire. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant in it, it will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and worry, you will harvest a life filled with obstacles, failures, and missed opportunities. But if you plant seeds of confidence, belief, and purpose, your mind will nurture them and manifest a life of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Take, for example, Andrew Carnegie. A man born into poverty in a small Scottish village, he had nothing but a relentless belief in himself and his vision. When others saw his background as a limitation, Carnegie saw it as an advantage because it had shaped his resilience and his ability to think outside the box. He never accepted the narrative that his circumstances defined his future. He believed he could achieve greatness, and because he did, he did. What does it take to shift your mindset from the limiting beliefs that have held you back to the empowering belief that you are worthy of your dreams? It takes courage. It takes willingness to challenge the stories you have been telling yourself. The stories you've been taught, the stories you've believed, the ones that tell you success is for the lucky, that only certain people are born to achieve greatness. These stories are not the truth. They are just beliefs that have been passed down through generations. They are not your truth. And the moment you choose to let go of those beliefs, you begin to open yourself to a world of possibility. Belief is the foundation upon which everything is built. Think about the great minds throughout history. Walt Disney, who once said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." He didn't just create Disneyland out of thin air. He created it first in his mind. He believed in it before anyone else could see it. His belief in the vision was unwavering even when the world told him it was impossible. He acted as if it already existed, and eventually the world caught up with him. What is your belief system telling you? Is it saying that your dreams are too big, that you're not worthy of achieving them, that the path is too difficult? You must challenge those beliefs. You must adopt a new mindset, one that believes success is inevitable. A mindset that sees every failure as a stepping stone, not a setback. A mindset that understands that every setback, every challenge is part of the journey towards greatness. It is the belief in your own potential, the belief that you have what it takes, that will transform your life. But here's the thing, belief is not just a mental exercise, it must be backed by action. It must be lived out every single day. A belief without action is like a tree without roots. It may stand tall for a time, but it will eventually wither. To truly live as if you already have what you want, you must walk with the confidence that you are worthy of it. And that means acting with purpose, making decisions with certainty, and moving forward without hesitation. When you begin to act as if your success is inevitable, you attract opportunities that were once hidden from you. Doors open that you never thought possible. People begin to notice the energy you are putting into the world. You begin to move differently, to speak differently, to think differently. Your very presence radiates confidence, and the universe responds in kind. But let's be clear. This does not mean the road will be easy. It does not mean you will never face setbacks or challenges. In fact, it is those very challenges that will prove to you just how strong you are. It is in the darkest moments that your belief will be tested. Will you stand firm, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be? Will you keep moving forward, trusting that every step brings you closer to the reality you've already created in your mind? This is the power of belief. Faith in the unseen, the invisible forces that are always working in your favor, even when you cannot see them. When you trust that the path is already laid out for you, you begin to move with confidence, and the world begins to align with your intentions. What do you believe about your potential? Do you believe you are worthy of success? Do you believe that the life you desire is possible for you? If you do, then the universe has no choice but to respond to your faith. But if you do not, if you allow doubt and fear to dictate your actions, then you will continue to move in circles, never quite reaching your destination. Now is the time to let go of the limiting beliefs that have held you back. Now is the time to choose belief. Belief in your ability to succeed. Belief in the fact that your dreams are already on their way to you. You are capable. You are worthy. And now it is time to act as if. Clarity is power. When you have clarity, you have direction. You are no longer wandering aimlessly in the dark, hoping that somehow you will stumble upon success. No, with clarity, you can see the path ahead of you. You know exactly where you are going, and you are able to focus your energy and efforts on achieving that one goal. Clarity turns a vague, abstract dream into a concrete, actionable vision. But here's the catch. You cannot just wish for clarity. It does not come to you by accident, nor does it arrive simply because you ask. Clarity comes from deep within, from a place of introspection, of honing in on what truly matters to you. It comes when you get crystal clear about what you want, not just in the surface level sense, but in the deepest parts of your soul. So what do you truly want? What is it that your heart longs for, that makes you come alive when you think about it? And more importantly, why do you want it? What is the reason that this goal is so important to you? This question, why, is the key to creating not just clarity, but purpose. It is the reason behind the reason, the fuel that drives you forward when the world tells you to stop. Without purpose, your actions lack meaning. Without purpose, your goals are nothing more than fleeting fantasies. But when you attach a deeper purpose to your desires, you create an unshakable foundation upon which to build your dreams. Think of the great figures of history, people like Henry Ford, who built the automobile industry not just because he wanted to make money, but because he believed in changing the world. Or Steve Jobs, who revolutionized technology not just for the sake of innovation, but because he wanted to create a world where people could interact with technology in a way that felt human. Their purpose drove them through obstacles, through failure, through criticism. Their clarity of vision kept them focused even when the world around them was filled with distractions. Purpose provides the energy to endure the hard times. When the road gets tough, and it will, purpose gives you the strength to keep going. Without a clear vision of what you want and why you want it, your dreams will be swept away by the currents of doubt and fear. So the question is, do you have clarity? Do you have a vision of your life, not just in terms of what you want to achieve, but in terms of why you are pursuing it? Think about it. If you are not clear about your desires, how can you expect the universe to align with you? If you are not clear about the person you want to become, how can you expect to become that person? How can you act as if you already have what you want, if you don't know what you are striving for? Here's what you must do. You must take time to define your vision. You must paint a vivid picture of your future, not in vague, wishful terms, but in specific, tangible goals. You must break your dreams down into actionable steps. What will your life look like when you have what you want? How will you feel? How will you live? What impact will you have on others? The more detailed and specific your vision, the more powerful it becomes. And the more powerful your vision becomes, the easier it is to act as if you already have it. Once you have this vision in mind, your next step is to begin to embody it. Live it. Breathe it. Feel it. Every day, you must remind yourself that you are already walking towards that vision, that you are already that person. Every action, every decision, every word must reflect this truth. This is where the power of alignment comes in. When your thoughts, words, and actions align with the life you desire, you begin to create a magnetic force that attracts opportunities, people, and circumstances into your life. The universe responds to your vibration, to the energy you are putting out into the world, and if you are living as if you already have what you want, the world has no choice but to begin matching your energy. Think about it. If you are acting as if you are already the person who has achieved everything you desire, how would you behave? How would you carry yourself? How would you make decisions? You would not hesitate. You would not second-guess yourself. You would move with confidence, with purpose, with the certainty that your dreams are already on their way. So ask yourself, how clear is your vision? How deeply do you believe in it? And how much are you willing to live as if it already exists? Your vision is your compass. Without it, you are adrift in a sea of confusion. But with it, you can navigate the storms of life with unwavering confidence, knowing that every wave brings you closer to your destination. Dreams don't become a reality overnight. Success is not a one-time event. It is a journey built upon countless small actions, day after day, week after week, month after month. It is easy to get caught up in the idea that success happens in a dramatic, life-altering moment. But the truth is that it is the consistent, persistent efforts, the small daily steps that move you forward. The secret lies in showing up even when you don't feel like it. The secret is in doing the work even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, and even when things don't seem to be going your way. It requires small, intentional steps taken consistently over time. Think about a seed being planted in the ground. At first, you see no change. The seed remains buried, unseen, waiting. But every day, something is happening beneath the surface. The roots are growing, the stem is reaching upward, even though you can't yet see it. And then, one day, a tiny sprout appears above the soil, and from that small sprout, an entire tree will grow. This is the power of consistency. Even when you cannot see immediate results, know that every action you take is building towards something greater. Every time you choose to show up, to put in the effort, to take action towards your goal, you are laying the foundation for your success. The journey to success is not always glamorous. There are no shortcuts, but there is power in persistence. Success often comes to those who refuse to quit, those who keep going even when the road is tough and the results seem distant, those who take the time to keep moving forward, step by step, while others are distracted by shiny objects and instant gratification. One person who exemplified this persistence is Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. It took him over 1,000 attempts to perfect the light bulb. When asked about his many failures, Edison simply said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." His success came not from his brilliance in inventing, but from his refusal to give up, no matter how many obstacles stood in his way. Every successful person you admire, whether it's an entrepreneur, an athlete, an artist, has faced challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. What set them apart was their commitment to showing up day in and day out, even when the journey seemed endless. They took small actions consistently, and over time, those actions compounded into the success they eventually achieved. Now, you might be thinking, but what if it's not enough? What if I'm doing everything right, but I'm still not seeing results? The truth is that results take time. They take patience. It is easy to feel discouraged when you're not seeing immediate progress, but remember that the seeds you are planting today may not bear fruit for months or even years. But that doesn't mean they aren't growing. Every action you take is adding to the momentum, and eventually you will begin to see the results of your efforts. There's a powerful concept known as the compound effect, the idea that small, consistent actions add up over time to create massive change. Just like saving a small amount of money each month leads to significant wealth over time, the consistent effort you put into your dreams will eventually result in success. It might not seem like much today, but over time, your small steps will create a giant leap. So ask yourself, what small action can I take today? What is the one thing I can do, no matter how small, that will move me closer to my goal? The key is to focus on consistency, not perfection. It's about doing something every single day. No matter how insignificant it may seem, even the smallest step forward is progress. The beauty of persistence is that it builds momentum. Once you get into the habit of taking consistent action, it becomes easier. The process itself starts to feel natural, and you begin to see how each step connects to the bigger picture. As you continue to push forward, your confidence grows, and your belief in your ability to succeed strengthens. But here's the real secret. When you show up consistently, when you take action every day, the universe takes notice, opportunities begin to appear. The doors that were once closed open. People you need to meet cross your path. Your efforts begin to compound and things start to fall into place, often in ways you never could have predicted. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for things to feel right. Take action now, no matter how small, and keep moving forward. Over time, those small actions will snowball into something far greater than you could have imagined. Consistency and persistence are the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is an integral part of success. The road to greatness is paved with setbacks, mistakes, and missteps. In fact, the very idea of failure is one of the biggest misconceptions that people hold about success. Failure is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is a sign that you are trying, that you are moving forward, and that you are learning. Success is not a linear path. It is a winding, unpredictable journey that requires you to navigate through a series of challenges. You will face obstacles. You will encounter roadblocks. You will experience moments of doubt, moments where you feel like giving up. But it is in these moments that your true character is built. It is in these moments that you grow, learn, and develop the resilience necessary to succeed. Think about the greatest minds in history. They were not successful because they avoided failure. They were successful because they refused to be defeated by it. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job because his editor thought he lacked imagination. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television, and Thomas Edison was repeatedly told that his experiments were pointless. But these individuals did not allow the rejection to define them. They didn't let failure dictate their future. Instead, they used each failure as fuel to propel them forward. They used failure as a stepping stone toward success. One of the most important things you can do on your journey to success is to change the way you view failure. Instead of seeing it as something negative, embrace it as part of the process. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is an opportunity for growth. When you fail, you are not broken. You are learning, and as long as you continue to get back up, continue to press forward, you are moving closer to your goal. Resilience is the key. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after a setback, to keep going after you've stumbled, to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. It is the quality that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up along the way. You are not defined by your failures. You are defined by how you respond to them. Do you let them stop you, or do you use them as motivation to push harder? Every time you fall, you have a choice. You can either stay down or get back up. Resilience means getting back up every single time, no matter how many times you fall. Remember, success is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about learning from every failure, adjusting your approach, and moving forward with even more determination. This is why you must develop a mindset that embraces failure, because it is inevitable. The road to success is filled with obstacles, and you will face your share of failures. But if you see each failure as an opportunity to grow, each setback as a lesson, you will never truly fail. You will only continue to rise. The truth is that most successful people failed far more times than they succeeded, but they kept going. They persisted. They refused to let failure be the end of the story. They saw failure not as a reflection of their worth or abilities, but as a necessary part of the journey. So when you fail, and you will, don't beat yourself up. Don't let it derail your progress. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow and get better? Every failure brings you one step closer to success, because every failure teaches you something new. Success is not about avoiding failure. It's about having the courage to fail and the strength to get back up again. The more failures you face, the more resilient you become. And the more resilient you become, the closer you get to achieving your dreams. Gratitude is not just a nice feeling. It is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. When you cultivate gratitude in your life, you activate a frequency that attracts more of what you want into your reality. It might sound simple, but it's profound. The more you appreciate what you have, the more the universe gives you to appreciate. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do. It turns your attention away from lack and scarcity and instead aligns you with abundance. It is impossible to be in a state of gratitude and scarcity at the same time. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you open yourself up to receiving even more. Think about the moments in your life when you felt truly grateful. Were they moments when everything was going wrong? No, they were the moments when you recognized the beauty and the blessings that existed around you, even in difficult times. When you are grateful, you open the door to greater abundance, to better opportunities, and to more fulfilling relationships. Gratitude works in alignment with the law of attraction, the universal law that states that like attracts like. Whatever energy you put out into the world, you will attract more of it. If you focus on negativity, fear, and lack, that is what you will attract into your life. But if you focus on positivity, abundance, and gratitude, that is what the universe will bring to you. It is easy to get caught up in the idea that success, wealth, and happiness are things that must be pursued relentlessly. But the truth is that when you operate from a place of gratitude, you stop chasing and start receiving. You stop seeking out opportunities and begin to see them everywhere you look. The universe, in turn, begins to work in your favor, bringing the right people, the right circumstances, and the right opportunities into your life. Every time you express gratitude, whether it's for the small things or the big things, you raise your vibration. Your energy becomes more positive, more aligned with the abundance you desire. The more gratitude you express, the more things you have to be grateful for. In fact, the practice of gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for transforming your life. It doesn't matter what you are going through right now. If you can find something to be grateful for, you will shift your energy and your perspective. It might be a simple thing like a beautiful sunrise, a kind gesture from a friend, or the ability to breathe deeply. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll realize that life is filled with blessings, even in the toughest of times. Gratitude has the power to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you focus on the things you are thankful for, you start to see more of the same. The people around you begin to mirror your energy, and opportunities show up in places you never expected. You begin to attract what you focus on. And when you focus on the positive, you become a magnet for success. This is why gratitude is essential to the manifestation process. It signals to the universe that you are ready to receive more. It tells the universe that you recognize and appreciate the abundance that already exists in your life, and that you are open to receiving even more. It's not enough to just think about what you want. You must feel gratitude for what you already have and what is on its way. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to your desires. So, how can you begin to incorporate gratitude into your life today? It doesn't have to be complicated. Start small. Every morning, take a moment to write down 3 things you are grateful for. These can be simple things: your health, your family, your job, or even the fact that you have the ability to read and learn. As you do this consistently, you will begin to see how much you already have, and your energy will shift from lack to abundance. The more gratitude you express, the more the universe will reflect that energy back to you. Gratitude is the gateway to abundance. It is the magnet that attracts more of what you desire into your life. And as you become more grateful, you begin to see that everything you need is already within reach. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become impatient. We want results now. We want success without delay. The problem with this mindset is that it often leads to frustration and discouragement when things don't happen on our timeline. But the truth is, success is a process, and that process requires patience. Patience is not simply about waiting for things to happen. It's about trusting that the process is working, even when you can't see the results yet. It's about having the faith that your hard work will pay off, even when the outcomes are not immediately apparent. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't see the tree overnight. It takes time for the seed to sprout, for the roots to grow, and for the tree to develop. And yet, with patience, the tree will grow. The same principle applies to your goals. It takes time for your efforts to bear fruit, and it's crucial that you trust in that process. Patience is about understanding that things unfold in their own time. While it's important to take action and keep moving forward, it's equally important to let go of the need for instant gratification. True success doesn't happen overnight. It is the result of years of hard work, dedication, and most importantly, there will be times when it feels like nothing is happening, when the results are nowhere in sight. It's easy to get discouraged and feel like giving up, but it's in these moments that patience becomes your greatest ally. Instead of rushing or forcing things to happen, trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Keep putting in the effort, and trust that progress is being made, even if you can't see it yet. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. People like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, or Serena Williams. Their success didn't happen overnight. They didn't achieve greatness without facing countless obstacles and setbacks. But what they all shared was an unwavering belief in their vision and an incredible patience to stick with it, even when success seemed distant. Patience allows you to stay the course when times get tough. It helps you keep your focus on the long-term goal instead of becoming distracted by short-term setbacks. It gives you the strength to keep going, even when it seems like you're not getting anywhere. But patience doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for success to come to you. It means continuing to take action even when results aren't immediate. It means trusting that the small steps you are taking are adding up and that eventually they will lead to your desired outcome. It means understanding that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. Patience also teaches you to appreciate the journey. The road to success is often filled with challenges and struggles, but it is these very challenges that shape you and help you grow. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn, to become better, and to refine your approach. The journey is where you build the skills, resilience, and character that will serve you in the future. Trusting the process is about having faith in your abilities and in the journey itself. It's about knowing that your hard work is not in vain, even if you don't see immediate results. It's about being comfortable with the idea that success is not a race, it's a marathon. And in the end, the marathon is much more rewarding than a sprint. So if you find yourself becoming frustrated with the pace of your progress, remember this: patience is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. It takes strength to stay the course when the finish line seems far away. It takes strength to keep going when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But with patience, you will reach that light. You will cross that finish line. And when you do, you will appreciate the journey you took to get there.